All right, today we're going on a bit of a global expedition. We're on a mission to find the absolute giants of the green world. We're going to travel from the icy north all the way down to the tropical heart of our planet to figure out which countries hold the largest, most vital forests on Earth.
So, just think for a second. When you picture a massive forest, what country pops into your head? Is it the Amazon? Maybe the snowy forests up north? Well, we're about to find out exactly who holds the top spots, so let's dive in.
First, let's start with the big picture. Globally, our planet is covered by a pretty staggering 4.1 billion hectares of forest. I mean, that's about 31% of all land on Earth. It's a number so huge, it's kind of hard to wrap your head around it. So what does that actually look like?
Well, here's a good way to think about it. 1 hectare is roughly the size of 2 American football fields. So when we talk about 4.1 billion hectares, we're talking about the equivalent of over 8 billion football fields covered in trees. Okay, now let's see where all this green is. Our journey starts way up in the far north. This is the home of the vast, cold-weather forests, the taiga or boreal forests. This immense green belt literally circles the top of the globe, and it's here we find the undisputed titans of the tree world.
And coming in at number 1, by a huge margin, is Russia. With 833 million hectares, get this, Russia holds about 1/5 of all the forests on the entire planet. This vast Siberian taiga is an absolutely critical carbon sink, helping to regulate our global climate. But of course, even this massive wilderness isn't safe. It's facing serious threats from illegal logging and, increasingly, from massive forest fires. Hopping across the globe, we land in Canada, which comes in at number 3. It's 309 million hectares of forest cover, nearly half the entire country. That's just incredible. Canada is known for its pretty strict sustainability policies, and Indigenous communities play such a vital role as stewards of these ancient lands, managing them for generations to come.
And right behind Canada is the United States, with a very similar 303 million hectares. What's amazing about the U.S. is the incredible diversity of its forests. You've got everything from the piney woods of the southeast to the lush green temperate rainforests of the Pacific Northwest. And here's some good news. Thanks to conservation and reforestation efforts, its total forest area has been stable, and in some places, it's actually been increasing a little bit in recent decades.
Okay, let's leave the cold behind. Now we're heading south, deep into the warm, humid heart of the tropics. This is where we find the planet's vital lungs, the rainforests, just bursting with life. And taking the number 2 spot is, of course, Brazil, home to the legendary Amazon rainforest. With 486 million hectares, this single ecosystem produces an astonishing 20% of the world's oxygen and is a sanctuary for about 10% of all known species. I mean, its health is directly tied to the health of our planet, but it's facing immense pressure from deforestation, mostly to clear land for things like cattle ranching and soy farms. In this chart, wow, it really puts the scale into perspective, doesn't it? Just look at that difference. Russia's forest area is nearly double that of second-place Brazil. These top 3 nations, Russia, Brazil, and Canada, they're just in a league of their own, stewarding a huge portion of the world's forests.
Our journey now takes us to Africa, to the Democratic Republic of Congo. This is home to the Congo Basin, the second largest rainforest on Earth. It's truly one of the planet's last great wildernesses, a sanctuary for incredible species like gorillas and forest elephants. Its role as a vital storehouse for carbon is absolutely critical for the health of our planet. Next up, we're heading to Southeast Asia to explore Indonesia's 96 million hectares of forest. Spread across thousands of islands, these rainforests are hyper-diverse, home to iconic species like orangutans and Sumatran tigers. But this is also a front line in the battle against deforestation, and a lot of that is driven by the global demand for palm oil, that ingredient you find in countless products on supermarket shelves.
Staying in the tropics, we're visiting Peru, which protects a huge chunk of the western Amazon basin. For Peru, its 67 million hectares of forest aren't just about biodiversity. They are deeply, deeply woven into the cultural identity and the very survival of its indigenous communities, who've relied on the forest for medicine, food, and spiritual connection for generations.
So we've visited the traditional forest titans, right? But now we're turning to some surprising green giants. These are countries that are not just protecting their forests, but are actively and successfully expanding them. These are the comeback stories. So in 5th place, we find a country that might surprise you, China. But China is undertaking one of the most ambitious greening projects in human history.
Through these massive reforestation campaigns like the Great Green Wall, it has planted literally billions of trees to fight back against desertification, dramatically increasing its forest cover to 220 million hectares. It's just an incredible effort. And rounding out our top 10 is India, which is another amazing story of restoration. Through dedicated reforestation and afforestation programs, India has successfully managed to increase its forest cover, transforming landscapes and really proving that a growing canopy isn't just a dream, it's actually achievable.
So, we've seen the giants, and we've seen the incredible comeback stories. Now let's just zoom out for a second to the global picture. What does the future hold for our forests? Well, it's really a story of both profound threat and incredible hope.
Let's start with the threat. Every single year, the planet loses about 10 million hectares of forest. It's a devastating number, but let's break it down to see what it really truly means.
This is what it feels like. Every minute of every single day, an area of forest equal to 27 soccer fields just vanishes. When you put it like that, the urgency becomes crystal clear, doesn't it?
This slide really captures the crossroads we're at right now. On one side, you have the relentless threat of deforestation, but on the other, you have the powerful hope of reforestation. Nations like China and India have shown us that with real commitment, forest recovery isn't just a dream, it's a reality.
You know, this isn't just a story about countries, it's about all of us. And there are real, concrete things we can all do. Supporting certified sustainable products helps fight illegal logging. Making conscious food choices matters a lot. For instance, since a huge part of Amazon deforestation is driven by cattle ranching, reducing beef consumption directly lessens that pressure. Getting involved locally. All these actions ripple outward and they really do make a difference.
I love this quote. I think it says it all, really. Forests are so much more than just a bunch of trees. They are the living, breathing systems that sustain our planet. They hold the history of our world and the key to its future. We've journeyed from the vast boreal forests of the north to the vibrant rainforests of the tropics. We've seen the huge challenges, but also the incredible signs of hope. So the final question really is for all of us. What part will we play in writing the next chapter of this story? Thanks so much for joining us on this global expedition.